Junko Furuta was a 17-year-old high school student, full of promise and hope for the future. Her life was tragically taken in a horrific crime that would later become one of the most shocking and devastating cases in Japan's history. On November 25, 1988, Junko was riding her bicycle home from school in the city of Misato. What began as an ordinary day would soon spiral into a nightmare when she was abducted by a group of young men. The perpetrators were four young men, including Hiroshi Miyano, who abducted Junko and held her captive for 44 days. Their actions would lead to unspeakable suffering for Junko, and ultimately a tragedy that would forever mark the nation. The crime took place in a house in the northern part of Tokyo, where Junko was kept in isolation. During her captivity, she faced unimaginable abuse and torture, and her life was marked by immense suffering. Though the world was unaware at the time, this case would soon be known around the globe as details began to emerge of the horrific acts that occurred inside that house. After enduring weeks of torment, Junko's body was discovered in a barrel, a haunting and tragic end to a life that was so violently taken away. The evidence of Junko's suffering was seen in the state of her body, which was a painful testament to the horrors she had endured. It was a stark reminder of the deep need for justice and accountability. At her funeral, Junko's face was covered by a mask, as the extent of the damage was too great to reveal. Her family, friends, and community were left to mourn the loss of a vibrant young woman whose life was cruelly cut short. Junko Furuta's story is one that reminds us of the importance of protecting the vulnerable, of advocating for justice, and of ensuring that the horrors she endured are never forgotten. In the next scene, we will examine the impact this case had on the nation and the steps that were taken in the pursuit of justice. Junko Furuta was a bright and well-liked 17-year-old student. She had no idea that her rejection of one particular classmate would seal her fate. Hiroshi Miyano, a boy known for his ties to the Yakuza, had developed feelings for Junko, but when he confessed, she turned him down. To Miyano, this rejection was an unforgivable insult. Fueled by a mix of humiliation and anger, Miyano sought revenge. On November 25, 1988, he and his accomplices set a trap. They planned to target a random girl for abduction that night. But when Junko unknowingly crossed their path, he saw the perfect opportunity to make her suffer. The plan was simple but cruel. One of the boys would ambush her, knocking her off her bicycle while Miyano would step in, pretending to help. He offered to walk her home safely, but instead, he led her into a world of unimaginable horror. At first, the group convinced themselves that Junko would submit to their will and remain silent. But when she attempted to escape, their treatment of her became even more brutal. Her freedom was now impossible. Junko's parents, devastated by her sudden disappearance, reported her missing. But with no leads and a forced phone call claiming she was safe, the police had little to go on. Meanwhile, the group continued their crimes, believing they were untouchable. After 44 days, Junko Furuta's suffering came to an end. Her captors, fearing they had gone too far, attempted to dispose of her body in a concrete barrel, hoping to erase all evidence of their crimes. A tip-off led police to a construction site where the barrel was hidden. Upon opening it, they made a grim discovery: Junko's remains. The investigation quickly led back to Miyano and his accomplices. As the truth unraveled, the public was horrified. The trial of the perpetrators became one of Japan's most infamous criminal cases. However, their sentences sparked outrage. Many believed justice was not fully served. Junko Furuta's story remains a haunting reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Her name continues to be remembered, not as a victim, but as a symbol of resilience in the urgent need for justice. The house where Junko Furuta was held captive remains a silent witness to the horrors that unfolded within. Though time has passed, its walls, once filled with unspeakable cruelty, can never erase what they have seen. This was no ordinary home. For 44 days, it became a prison, a place where innocence was lost and a nightmare became reality. Even after the case was uncovered, the structure stood as a reminder of the unthinkable suffering that took place inside. At her funeral, a mask was placed over her face, not just to cover what could not be shown, but as a final act of dignity. Beneath it lay the truth, one too painful for the world to see. Junko Furuta's story is not just about tragedy, it is about the importance of never forgetting. The scars may fade, but the lessons remain.